Ladies and gentlemen, my brothers and sisters in the Lord, Ghana, I welcome you to Celebrities Updates TV. My name, as usual, is Kobe Ajete. You can also call me Kobe Mello. Now, in this story or in this video, it is about the minority leader, Honorable Alexander Afenyo Markin, or Sahene Afenyo Markin, and he gives an account because, the Save the Judiciary protest went underway. Yesterday it came off, and a coalition of political parties, apart from the National Democratic Congress, who are in power now, governments now, who are in power now, led by their leader and flag bearer, John Dramani Mahama. All other parties, not entirely all the parties that were on the ballot paper though, but a chunk of them have formed a coalition to protest against the suspension and the removal of the Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo. Na amuko board dumpim Accra. They paraded the streets, some parts of Accra, and then presented petitions at the Supreme Court, and also presented another petition at the Jubilee House. Now, we've seen videos of certain fracases that ensued, certain tempest fled between the police and some protesters. Now, in this protest, Honorable Afenyo Markin, the minority leader, was kind of, having this banter with some police officers. I mean, say, I'm sure, say, Supreme Court, said they wanted to make way to baby, and whilst trying to present their petition to the appropriate courts or the authorities, there was a barricade with police behind them, and the protesters said that they wanted to break through, and then but the issue is that you see you can disallow the protesters from entry, but there are certain key figures among the protesters you can't touch. I mean, you can't. It is very dishonorable to try and say, hey, Afenyo Markin is a minority leader. He's a very powerful man in this country. He's a lawmaker. You, the policeman, now, he makes decisions, and those decisions, when they agree, it is passed into law and bills, and then now you become a beneficiary. It affects you. So why are you trying to make things hard for Afenyo Markin, who is only trying to present a petition and staging a protest? Video between communications director plus Afenyo Markin. Afenyo Markin, police say, hey, it took a police, sir, constable, for any superiors to say, listen, this man should come in. But according to Afenyo Markin, he has responded. He has given us a blow-by-blow account of what transpired. According to Onono, he was assaulted by this one police officer. According to Onono, this police officer only knew pass away Afenyo Markin, but personally, he wanted to show or teach Afenyo Markin a lesson. Say, rubber me space. You've entered my office, and so in my office, you can't do as you like. You can't do as you wish. Now, I'm going to read the blow-by-blow account by Afenyo Markin because he has actually written a press statement. He has written a statement for public consumption where he's detailing what happened at the Parliament House during the Save the Judiciary demonstration. And this is by Honorable Afenyo Markin, the minority leader for the New Patriotic Party. Listen, it was dated 5th May. I write to strongly condemn the reprehensible and disgraceful act of violence perpetrated against me by a uniformed police officer, Constable Forson, at the entrance of Parliament House during today's peaceful and highly successful Save the Judiciary demonstration. As the leader of the demonstration, I led the protesters together with the leadership of the other political parties to Parliament. One of the designated stops on our route to formally present our petition. Earlier, we had delivered copies to the Supreme Court, and from Parliament, we were to proceed to the Jubilee House. Upon our arrival at Parliament House, the national organizer and other party leaders had already been granted access. The deputy minority leader, Honorable Patricia Appiah, and I were then invited by the party's communications director, Mr. Richard Ahiangba, to proceed and join them. As I approached the barricade without any provocation, a uniformed police officer stationed behind the barricade, Constable Forsen, a tall, fair, heavily built officer, deliberately struck the left side of my chest with the full force of his right palm directly near my heart. The impact of the hit dazed me, and I was visibly shaken and short of breath. In that moment, I spontaneously protested his conduct, asking why he would seek to harm me. The inspector, who was facilitating my access, along with other officers, quickly intervened and assisted me into the restricted area, where I had to lean against the wall at the entrance of Parliament House to prevent myself from collapsing. A national service personnel from Parliament, whom I know, approached and offered me water. 2 CID officers from Parliament also came to check on me and assisted me to a nearby security restroom, where I lay down on a bench to stabilize. Mr. Richard Ahiangba, Mr. Henry Nana Boakye, and the MPP Greater Accra regional organizer stayed by my side throughout, providing support and ensuring my well-being. After regaining some composure, I was helped to the washroom to wash my face, and though still unwell, I made a deliberate effort to compose myself, calm myself down, and rejoin the leadership of the delegation to present the petition, determined not to let the incident create a scene or derail the purpose of our peaceful protest. Following the presentation of the petition, senior police officers and the deputy marshal of Parliament attempted to locate the officer involved, but he had mysteriously disappeared from the scene. It is suspected that he may have been discreetly removed to prevent further attention and avoid scrutiny. Had this act of aggression become widely known in that moment, it could have compromised the peaceful character of the entire demonstration. What makes this assault particularly egregious is that the officer was being openly reprimanded by his superior and fellow officers at the time, who cautioned him against his conduct. Yet, he defiantly responded that he didn't care who I was, leader or not, and that he would carry out his work regardless. It was a deliberate, reckless, and targeted attack by an officer who clearly knew my identity and chose to physically assault me in broad daylight in the full view of his senior colleagues. It is therefore most unfortunate that some individuals who seek to twist the narrative and suggest that I was the aggressor when I was merely protesting the officer's conduct. This unprovoked, disrespectful, and shameful attack is a stain on the professionalism of the Ghana Police Service. Throughout the demonstration, the conduct of officers at the Supreme Court and the Jubilee House was a commendable, professional, and respectful one. Some were even seen sharing water for demonstrators, a testament to the discipline and decorum expected of public officers. What occurred at Parliament was an embarrassing and dangerous departure from this standard, and it is unacceptable. Accordingly, I am formally filing a petition to the Inspector General of Police to demand a full investigation into the conduct of Constable Forsen. There were numerous senior police officers who witnessed the appalling conduct of the constable firsthand and can corroborate the events. I've always respected and worked cordially with the Ghana Police Service and hold our law enforcement institutions in the highest regard. This incident is a disgrace to the standards and professionalism expected of those tasked with protecting citizens. As such, it must be treated with the contempt it deserves. It is evident that elements within the NDC's propaganda machinery are now weaponizing this incident to deflect the attention from the overwhelming success and peaceful conduct of our demonstration. Their aim is clear: to distort the narrative and shift focus away from the core constitutional concerns we raised. We must not be distracted from the purpose of demonstration. We marched to defend the Constitution and independence of the judiciary, principles that must be protected at all costs. In light of these facts, I urge all media outlets and the general public to refrain from spreading misleading narratives and to join me in condemning the unprofessional and disrespectful actions of Constable Forsen. That's the end. Signed, Osahin Alexander Kwamela Afenyo Markin. Into very early the blow-by-blow account. I've read it. Wasumpa. I mean, you find everything. So you know what has happened. You see, I know, somebody say he has written a petition to the IGP, into the IGP in a letter of his complaint. According to Onono, or he's urging the IGP to conduct an immediate investigation into this. Senebaya, that Constable Forsen will be brought to book, and if there are any penalties or punishments or sutribia, now then you are trying so into the way. And you see, I mean, video, not sure how things pan out. We don't know whether it is just this video that happened, but at the end of the day, no thing is a video, no. Yeah, gidi na any chain. Yeah, police for umutima kwan ema onu kwan de idike pie efri mu no koshi bibi. Okotsena bibi na oje ahomene ndie video ubi entwa. But per the video recordings na ewo no, the incident happened at Parliament House, and he was almost denied entry. And one of the police officers said, you know, only utumu no only Afenyo Markin bufu ye pa. And so he has given us a full-blown account of what really transpired. We know that he has some truths to this story. Now, say if that Constable Forsen were here from there, naturally say only bibi only dioye. When you know, they actually siphoned and whisked him away because they knew what could have happened if he had remained where he was. So please, this is all that I can share with you as far as the physical assault by some police officers on some protesters, especially Afenyo Markin, is concerned. I hope this video finds you well. I'll see you again in the next one.
Amazing. judge is transferred, and when somebody is on bail, now the Attorney General is able to say that there are some exceptional circumstances that the person must be remanded, and a judge, a high court judge, decides to say, I'm remanding a state intelligence official, somebody who has committed 20 years of his adult life to serve the state as an intelligence officer, is thrown back to on remand. And a judge sat and said he's granting the wishes of the Attorney General. Really? What is happening? Let's be careful. As a nation, all we have is our democracy. Should things get out of hand, we may not be able to control it. So I'm signaling us as a political class, we need to proceed with caution. All of us. We shouldn't take the power for granted. There is unemployment on the streets. The youth of Ghana need employment. The NDC government itself has already failed in its main promise to the Ghanaian people, 24-hour economy. It was not contained in the SONA. It was not contained in the budget statement. And they are busy with resources to attack the Chief Justice, sacking senior military officers, youth who have been employed in the public service and in SOEs are being asked to go home. We now have two Ghana. The Ghana for the NDC that is in government, and then a Ghana for others who are seen as enemies. This is not a revolution, it's a democracy. So my respected colleague, I am humbly, on behalf of your fellow citizens, presenting this petition to you as a judicial secretary, for you to deliberate upon it, read the content, table it before the judicial council. Every staff, every member of the judiciary must read this and let your conscience prick you, so that you would also be the next to protest and do a sit-down strike. Because it has happened before when Georgina Wood came under attack. Jusak rose to her defense. The Judges and Magistrates Association rose to her defense, and that stopped the Ataman's government. The time again has come for you, the judiciary, to rise. Don't be comfortable because it is Tokonu. Don't be comfortable because you have your own grievances, because you also have a party interest, because the attack is benefiting you. No. Be with that attitude of touch one, touch all. Rather, pray that a fair system is created for all to benefit. Thank you so much indeed. I pray that this petition will achieve its purpose. Thank you so much. God bless our homeland Ghana. Arise, Ghana, you for your Ghana.
The meaning of that? Why do you come and say that they should push us away? Why do you? If you think you can't do the job, go. We are here because you are here because of us. So don't go. So what will you do to me? Did you hear what he said? You can't do anything to me. Who do to me? Who do I think I'm here? If you want to beat me, who are you? You say that there should be that. How do you open your mouth to say that? No, the man is away. Judge. He said we are working in front of them, so they should push us away. Police, you know. We don't go, he say make them push me. The policeman there for them. I know him. I go name him. I go call him. The boss man. The boss miracle. police is that kind of line. And to move your most mobile, your mama, your I don't know money. There's your mama, I don't know money. There's your mama, I don't know money. I don't know money. There's your mama,